This is an interesting one. I got some thoughts on this too because my thoughts have flip flopped about this. Subject: Dave Meltzer. This is from HKGR, and the subject is Dave Meltzer just tweeted, "It cannot be debated that CM Punk is the most influential wrestler of 2021, and Moxley was the most influential in 2020. Do you agree with him? Do you think he's taking money from AEW? Here's his tweet: Most influential in 2021 is CM Punk. I don't even think that can be debated. Not the best, but biggest game changer. 2020 was a pandemic year, but Moxley come closest as far as AEW numbers. As far as AEW numbers didn't fall like WWE numbers and NGPW numbers. P.S. I request you don't ban me for double dipping if this gets read. Joe, sorry to hear about Dexter. It's clear that means the world to you. He's very lucky to have you. Who is Dexter, by the way?
Dexter the cat.
Your cat. What happened to your cat?
He's got his own T-shirt. Remember? He's having some stomach trouble. I'm waiting for test results. So, but thank you.
Disco is both my tribe.
You put this on Twitter?
Yeah.
PPS. Listen to this. I'm done with the email. This guy's a PPS here. It says, Disco is both my tribal chief and wise man. Acknowledge him, Joe. Joe, will you acknowledge me?
I acknowledge.
As the tribal chief and wise man?
I acknowledge Disco as the tribal chief and wise man.
Okay, so when I read this tweet, I thought it was ridiculous. Okay, but then I was like, well, look at 2021 so far, and it's like, yeah, the Punk, for influence, the Punk debut was a big deal. But we're 2 months after the Punk debut, and it's like those numbers. It's like here's the two most influential people in the wrestling business for this year, if you would argue, would be either Punk or Roman. Okay.
Yeah.
And my whole thing was like, there's no way that he's more influential than Roman, because Roman's, whatever. But then I was thinking, like, well, actually, for influential, like, what did it influence? And it, influenced a lot of buzz and a lot of the dirt sheets making predictions about, Tony Khan even saying 2 months ago that they will usher in a new era and this will bring new fans back to the fold. And like, okay, here we are 2 months later, that didn't happen. As a matter of fact, less people are watching, right? So then, so here's my point then. So then I was thinking, okay, so honestly then, if you think about influential, could you argue that Roman's comments about Punk made him more influential than Punk? Because he said, remember when Punk was coming in, everybody got all Roman because they don't move the dial. They don't those guys never moved the numbers. They didn't, and he said that and people were all over him. And they had that first show and it was like, everybody owning Roman Reigns. And 8 weeks later, it's like everything Roman said was absolutely correct. So it's like, so who is more influential, Roman or CM Punk? And I'm asking you that. So let's see what your answer is.
I think that for one night or 1 month, CM Punk was.
Yeah, and he's like the only one that
year, what Roman has been able to do, increase ratings, increase buzz, maintain a great storyline for over a year with different guys, get an aura about him that only The Rock's probably going to defeat. I mean, I think he's been way more influential.
Yeah. So it's a debatable comment. And because here's what Dave says. This is why this comment is very polarizing.
Right.
Most influential 2021 is CM Punk. I don't even think that can be debated. Is what he says. Like, well,
I
bro,
think it can.
Absolutely can, and that's why he's going to get criticized for this comment, is because it can be debated, obviously, right?
Right.
That's where people would disagree with him. So whatever. But he feels that way. It's no big deal. Like this, just stories like this are manufactured stories. Like a guy tweets something, everybody just gets tracked. It's like, bro, the guy's just giving an opinion about something that's like, who's the most influential wrestler in 2021? There are people that will lose their over Meltzer tweeting stuff like that. Like the fake outrage people that can't, it's just, I don't know.